All right, I'm going to talk some Titan Season 3, which will now be on HBO Max after the, obvious failure of the DC Universe app, which is unfortunate, but it will continue on as a comic book reading site, so we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, first, a little update on me. I've had several ravaging over the weekend. First, I injured my foot. Then, in the midst of recuperating from that, all of a sudden I had this terrible stomach virus, which even now my stomach still feels bruised. So it was really bad. I don't know what that was about. And now my back is out, and I still got to go to work. So, oh boy, it's tough. So, if you were wondering where was Sunday Comics, that's why. Oh man, I couldn't do it. I had some pre-taped stuff. I edited that and put it out there, Mr. Sex Ed. And perhaps, but maybe not. There's a couple more of those too that'll, when I get to it, they'll be put out too. And got a Doctor Who review coming up. So, fortunately, I had that ready to go. So, that's how that works. So anyway, there's the explanation for that. But there's tons of stuff floating around that I could do. And then I saw this one because I've been kind of waiting to see it, which is finally, in their third season, apparently, they'll finally give a costume to the Starfire character. And actually I originally saw this on Instagram and was doing it, and I wondered if any site had covered it, and of course Cosmic Book News did, and had an extra picture of it. So here's the actual actress in the suit for, I guess the testing shots and whatnot. And there were earlier pictures saying that she's just going to have her natural hair. You're not playing Anna Diop. You're playing Coriander Starfire. So you're playing an alien. I never had a problem with her casting. I had a problem with the outfits that they had her wearing, which initially made sense for the plot, but ultimately I thought, where's her? Doesn't she get a costume? And finally, she's getting one. Obviously, she was not going to get the George Perez outfit. That's unfortunate. But I don't know how that would even be workable. So, and since then, Starfire's outfit has maintained a certain aesthetic to it, but it's, or design, but it's changed over time. So, I don't have a problem with it, looking like this. This is what they've got going for it and all that. My guess is, everybody, they'll screen representation or whatever when it's a non-white actor playing a role. But my real guess is that it's too much trouble to put orange makeup on her. Even though with a suit like this, it would just be on her face and her hands. And seems like that would be doable, but it's time consuming, and in the era we're in now, thanks to lockdowns and whatnot, it's going to be even tighter budgets, I imagine, going forward with this. And for a show like Titans with superpowers and stuff, it's going to be expensive. So that's why there's a lot of scenes of Starfire just basically using martial arts and stuff, which is why I think to stay on the cheap, I think a Nightwing series would have made more sense and would have been a lot better. Of course, the Ultimate series would have been a Batman series, but for whatever reason, they just won't pull the trigger on that. And man, I tell you, you would have the top show, provided you did it right, of course. But you could also theoretically do a lot of that on the cheap. But if not Batman, Nightwing, because this guy playing Nightwing is really good. He just doesn't have the material worthy of his talents, but I think he could definitely lead a pretty damn good Nightwing series. And you wouldn't need a lot of special effects for a series like that. But they went with Titans and all of that, and so Anna Diop, she's a beautiful woman. She's okay in the role. I didn't have much of a problem with it. But I'm thinking, yeah, makeup and stuff. But like a suit like this, it would mostly be makeup, and then like the arms would be like the same color scheme to make it look like that's her skin. And maybe that would be a cheaper way. But even that, it's time consuming, and all of that sort of stuff. So it's not impossible, and because like Zoe Saldana and Guardians of the Galaxy, she's green and all that sort of stuff. But it is time consuming and all of that, and this is a television series, so a streaming series, however you want to put it. You can watch it on your television, so it's still television. But anyway, finally she gets a suit, and there you go. It's an alien suit. People always trash the CW. This is kind of CW. It's not going to be on CW, but it's Berlanti Productions and stuff, the costumes. For the most part, I haven't minded them that much for what they are, and we'll see it in action and everything. The artist concepts looks much better. And this was from Instagram. And there, she's got her in the red hair, which I think is the better idea here. You're playing an alien and all that. You can make it curly, but I thought it should remain red. I mean, unless there's some storyline in here where she's, I don't know, or she's in disguise or something, But it's got to be red hair. That's the character. Or she came in, do a costume fitting, and they just wanted to see how the suit looked on her, and that's it. But I don't know. But we'll see when the show comes out. But there she is, and this is the expensive part, having her glow and stuff. But there's more pictures from Instagram and all that. And Andy sent it out too. Said, "Hey, look, my new suit," and all that stuff. So it's really late. She should have had this done much sooner. I mean, not her. It's not on her. It's the people behind the show. I don't know why. But there you go. Maybe they went through several different designs, and that would be cool to see what other ideas they had. But so she finally gets a suit, and that's nice and all. So when it comes to all the uproar of making her race issue, which obscures her performance and all that sort of thing, which is detrimental, I would think, to that, because she did an okay job. It's just not a very good, well-written series, so can't really fault her for any of that. But all this hoopla and stuff and that representation is the rule of the day. They just canceled Black Lightning. So, which was a show that had a lot of promise and potential, but it was so disturbing and racist in its first season. I watched the first season and I was done. So I've talked about that in my videos on it, and it's unfortunate because there was a lot of great positives in there. It's a good lead. There was some strange plots about his relationship with his wife, and it seemed to be like she was in the right when she really wasn't. She treated him like crap, and stuff like that, which was weaknesses of the show beyond just the racist stuff. But that was really, really bad. But nevertheless, the idea is that for the superficial representation matters most to these networks. No, it doesn't. They say it does, but it doesn't. And I expect Batwoman that's the final season. Of course, Supergirl's been canceled. All of that. But, there's practicalities in all of this sort of thing. And so it's just my guess that it's just too much trouble to do the makeup. And that would have been true of any other ethnicity of the actress. So it doesn't really matter. So I think the next season is really it's going to be her turn to stand forth, because it's going to deal with her sister and that whole story of Starfire. So we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully, maybe third time's the charm. They'll have their act together, because in a lot of ways the first season was better than the second season. The second season had great moments in it, and the best episode is the Superboy episode. They did really good on that one. It stands apart from the rest of the series. And the stupid way in which Wonder Girl was killed off was just terrible. But hopefully Starfire, they give her better material to spring forth into her own, hopefully that's how it'll go. We just don't know. But the signs of some of these HBO Max, other than Snyder Cut, I don't know. I mean, the Green Lantern details are sounding pretty bad. starting to sound a lot like Star Trek Discovery, and oh no. So, well, time will tell. But anyway, there you go, the Starfire outfit. Finally. Third season in. And then she probably won't even get to wear it till like maybe the last episode. Something dumb like that, you know. It took forever to get Nightwing in, and that was only at the very end. I guess he'll be in it for the rest of this season. All that, and then maybe they'll have their romance. They've already, hooked up, but and as for an actual relationship, that hasn't actually happened yet. So maybe that'll happen too. So there you go, Titans and Starfire. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.